Hello, and welcome to MSR Workbench, a series where I improve my old models to meet a higher standard and make some new ones along the way. I hope you like it. In my opinion, Albert is one of the most iconic out of the Mid Sodor engines. He was one of the few Mid Sodor engines we actually knew about at the time, and the community loved to play with this character. I remember when I was really little, I used to watch Shiner Productions' Albert video over and over again. There was a lot of mystery to this character, and I think that's what made him so interesting at the time. It was really cool. But then Luke Ryan made his video about the Mid Sodor, and then we got this guy instead. This seemingly became the final and official version of Albert, so when I went out to make my model, I decided to use this version. One more thing I wanted to mention about Albert is that despite how popular this character is, there's seemingly not a lot of 009 models of this guy being made. Old Vera and Mr. Joge went for the Mark III look, and both of them look spectacular. And Timothy Yard made a Mark II version of Albert, which I didn't even know was being made. This one looks amazing. Nonetheless, here is how I made my Albert. So if you've seen my Tim video, Albert is a very similar story. He's made out of a vaguely varied kit from Green Mountain Model Company. Albert's chassis was a difficult decision. He technically has side rods underneath his transskirts, so I had a choice between a level 109 chassis or a Cato Small England chassis. I went for the 109 chassis because I really like the way that Old Vera's John looks. I was very much inspired by that when I was making this thing. So I do like the look of that and decided to use that on my model as well. Now I added all of Albert's appropriate fittings like the sandboxes, the funnel and all that. I also added this running board extension which was not included in the kit, but Albert technically does have it, so I added that as well. Unfortunately, I lost literally every single picture that I had while doing the painting process, but I did use Rust-Oleum Claret Wine for the body color, and I used the same N-scale Burlington Northern decals that I used for Tim in the last custom video. However, in the end, this is the final result. I'm sorry I don't have a lot to talk about Albert. This is a much shorter video than I would have liked for this series to be, but he was just a very straightforward custom with not a whole lot to talk about his character as a whole. I didn't really do anything that was too drastic or out of the ordinary for this character. I was very by the books on how I wanted to take on this character. I do like how he turned out. I think he turned out better than Tim actually, but I just don't really have a whole lot to talk about this character. I do hope you enjoyed this video. I have another MSR Workbench on the way, which will be much longer, much better, much more interesting in my opinion, so stay tuned for that. Shout out to Arlo's Trains or Green Mountain Model Company. I will link to his Twitter and his website down below. This is a very good kit. I highly recommend it. And with that being said, MSR out. See you guys next time.